Let me start. So, for this call, you guys, so the first half of this call, the first, let's say 20 minutes to about maybe like 30 minutes of this call, we're going to be focusing on market structure. A lot of you guys have been asking me like, hey, Ace, how are you trading? I know DeFi is working this way, but how are we actually looking into the market? So the first half, I'm going to teach you guys things like ongoing, not all just today, but maybe things like market structure, liquidity, volume, for example, breakouts, break and retest, trend trap, different strategies you guys can now be able to combine. We'll say like the scanners, for example, and that'd be like the first half of the call. And then the second half of the call would then also additionally be, let's say, of like how you guys are able to be affiliates, how you guys can build a business, how you guys can like have more of an advantage, and just different tips that I've experienced these last 5 years, so that you guys can learn from as well too. So if you guys are more ready for the call, you guys can, for one, have your camera on. That's kind of the first thing. This is first and foremost. Have your camera on. There's about 9 of us, right? With the calls every single week. Make sure your cameras are on if you guys are able to do so. And then secondly, as well too, if you guys are ready, put a 5 in the chat. But we should not have every person's camera off besides me. There's no way. Okay, I got uno. I got dos. I got at least two more. Let me get at least one more. No, this is two more. Let me get two more. We gotta be on the positive side. Okay, at least two more. I got four. Okay, let me get one more. We need to at least be more than 50%. Let me get one more. One more camera. We need more than 50%. There's nowhere unless 50%. Now y'all got four of y'all, so it's 50-50, but we need one more. We get one more. And there we go. Okay, back. Let's get to it. So, for this thing, right, if you guys can like be more cooperative in the chat, right? 1 to 10, right? Like let's say without like looking at the market, let's say if you didn't like have DeFi, how comfortable do you guys feel like you guys are able to, let's say, know the market? Let's say 1 to 10. Six, 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 seven, six, seven. Okay.
Wait, can you say the question again?
Let's say, like, for example, like without using like a scanner, like let's look at the market, how comfortable do you guys feel like looking at it? Like, when to buy, when to sell, when to get in, when to get out, how to market the chart, how to explain the chart, for example. Look what you like. I'll explain that in a second. I won't probably explain it on this call, probably explain it on a different call, but I'll tell you what it is. Um, and then also like comes to profitability. For example, if let's say you're put like a 7 or an 8, you're saying you understand it, you should also be profitable. If you're saying like anything like 7, 8, 9, or 10, you should definitely be profitable. Because that's more like on the positive side. If you feel like you're non-profitable without, let's say, like a scanner, you should be less than a 5. Probably like one, like 0 to 5, technically. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay. If you do not know what internal structure and external structure is, put a me in the chat. If you do not know what internal structure versus external structure is, put a me in the chat. Okay. Okay. Give it a couple seconds just in case. Okay, 4. Okay. So for this call, we're going to be more of like a basic side of everything. We're going to focus on structure and then also Fibonacci. Okay. So let me share my screen really quickly. So I guess into structure. Okay. Ooh, my bad. Wrong button. Let's take this off. I guess that works. Let's like move this a little bit. Cool. Okay. Where's the market? Okay, go to those. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, cool. So let's say here, okay? When it comes into structure, okay, let's say like this is like our 4-hour time frame. Okay. This is for buying or selling. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter. All markets the same. So let's say this is like a 4-hour time frame. Okay. You're gonna have your higher highs. You have questions, definitely unmute. You don't be a person that has questions and you don't say anything and you hop off this call confused. Okay. Just gonna be high or low. There we go. So you have a higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay. So like reasoning why this is because this high right here, this peak, is higher than the previous high. It's a higher high. This low, right on the bottom, is now higher than the previous low. So it is a higher low. This high right here is higher than the previous high. So that makes it a higher high as of right here, too. Okay. That's more like the first part structure. Okay. Now breaking it. Okay. So we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And what we're continuously doing is we're continuing this structure of movement is we're now breaking to the upside. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'm going to copy one more. Well, okay. Say, for example, right? Let's say if the market, I did this like on Tuesday, but it's just like just in case everyone wasn't on the call. Oh, my bad, my bad. Let's say the market is now going like this, right? Okay. Are we in an uptrend at the moment or are we in a downtrend? Make
Yeah.
this orange. Okay. We got one downtrend. Let me know the rest. They should baby steps. This baby, I gotta get there. I gotta get y'all in there. I gotta get you in the room. I got you. I got you. Don't worry. There's a lot that I'm gonna teach you guys. So like doing these calls weekly, you guys are gonna be able to see like a lot of stuff. I got you. I got anybody else? I got one person to answer at 8. Uptrend. Anybody else? Fuego. 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 Okay, bet. So now we're understanding, right? Is we have our external structure. So let's say like the blue is gonna be, let's say it's gonna be, give me the 1 hour. Let's say like the orange is, let's say like the 5 minute time frame. Okay, this is more what this means. So, okay, thank you. Our external structure is the blue. Higher time frame is going to be able to carry the wave, right? And we have our lower time frame, right? This is going to be like the 5 minute. It's downtrending the lower time frame, but overall, we're just waiting for that next push up on a higher time frame. Okay. Let me like put this like right here. There we go. Okay, cool. So now that lower time frame is going to look like this. Is that orange? Okay. Is everyone following? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, put a yes. If you're confused, say no. Yes, 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 yes. Following. Fire, 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 fire. Okay, bet. So now I come to the market. Okay. Let's now go like this. No kid starts it. So nothing to look at. Okay. Let's like that 5 minute time frame, right, is now going like this. Right. So the 5 minute is going to be downtrending. Okay. So now we have same thing as before. I'm like this again. Yeah, look at this. So let's just say this. The 1 hour is in an uptrend right now. So this means buys. The 5 minute is in a downtrend. So this means sells. Okay. Are you able to sell on the lower time frame? Yes, you can, but you're going against the higher time frame. Okay. So one thing you can notate, okay? Kind of move this a little bit. Cool. There we go. Okay, but so right now we have lower low, lower high, lower low. Reason why it's a lower low is this low is lower than the previous low. Okay. This high is now lower than the previous high, so it's lower high. Now it keeps on, keeps on, keeps on going, right? It keeps on having that structure break over and over and over and over again, right? But now, let's say, for example, until we break the most previous lower high, we are going to be in sales. But now let's just say the market, okay, now breaks, not going down, right? It doesn't go like this, but instead it breaks that other side. This is now an indication. It's like, hey, we're now going to start looking for possible buys in the market. We can start seeing that shift of direction because now we are going to be for an uptrend as well from a buys on a lower time frame and a higher time frame. That's going to make the probability of the trade so much better when everything is flowing in the same direction. Okay. And then now, if you want to take like that first entry on that pullback, you can, right? If you want to wait for the second one, it's a lot safer. You can do that as well. Okay. Does that make sense? Is everyone following me? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Fire, fire, fire. Okay. Now the question is, okay, how far will it pull back? This is the key question. So when you have a market structure, right? Let's just say we're going like this. Okay. There are a few key areas when it comes to fib. So let's say let's say it's an uptrend looking for buys. I'm gonna go from the most recent low to the most recent high. Okay. If let's say it was a downtrend, okay, if you're taking notes, it's a good time to take notes. Okay, 'cause you do not want to be confused in this because you will mess up. Again, if it's a buy, I'm going to the most recent low to the most recent high. That's when it's uptrending. If it's downtrending for sales, I'm going to go from the most recent high to the most recent low. Okay. So what this is going to be called Fibonacci. Okay. So Fibonacci is going to tell you the best times to be able to get into the market. So let's say if I'm uptrending, right? Market is going upwards. I don't want to buy again until it comes at least below half off 50%. At least. I don't want to be buying up here. I don't want to buy anywhere in this area. I do not want to at all. I want to buy in this lower region. Okay. Same thing for a sell. I don't want to sell anywhere below the 50. I want to be able to sell at a premium price. I want to sell it there. Okay. Can you pause a second? I'm writing you down. There you go. You can unmute too if you want me to repeat something. You guys can all unmute. Like this isn't like a you can't speak kind of thing. You can definitely speak. So
All right, yep, I'm
key
good.
beautiful. Key areas to look at that I have. Okay. So it's the your Fibonacci tool. It's the third one from the top. It'll say fib retracement, short for Fibonacci retracement. These are going to be my settings. Is a zero point 0.5, of course. You have the 0 and the 1. Okay. 0.5, 0.786, 0.702, 0.886. Okay, and 0.618. Okay, so definitely take a screenshot of this because these are going to be your key zones. I'm gonna explain a little bit more deeper of why I like these zones as well. Okay, so here. So I like to call it your silver zone is going to be your 618. Okay. This is like your first area that you like to look at is your 618. Okay. If it pulls back at least there, then I'm like, okay, that's decent. That's okay. It's like a C grade. Okay. It can pull back there and it can basically like, hit it and then shoot. That's still good for me. I'm good with that. Another two areas, right, is going to be your 702 and 786. This is more is going to be like your gold areas, right? A little bit more deeper, better return, right? And what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, let's say if I put like a buy, let's say I'm buying at the 618 percentage, my stop loss is beneath this low, and let's say my take profit is at this high. Okay. You see how this risk to reward says 1.66? So let's say if I risk $1, I'll make $1.66. If let's say I risk $10, I would then make $16. Let's say I risk 100, I make $166, for example, right? But let's say if I was able to enter at that 786 now, this is a 1 to 3.5. So instead of me getting like $1 for $1.60, let's say like $10 for $16, I now can risk $10 and I'll make $35. I now can risk $100, make $350, right? So the deeper the retracement in there is great. Will it always go down to these areas? No, no, it will not. But if it does, it's a better quality trade. Okay. The last level is going to be your 886. This is like your diamond area. If it pulls back here, right, you have a good sign that you're going to have a great trade. If it doesn't breach, like for that, if it only doesn't like come all the way down here, then you're okay. Or all the way up here, then you're okay. And the return's a lot better. So let's just say you put a buy on the 786, right? Well, again, will it always come there? No. But now the retracement is like a 1 to 8.8. So let's say I risk $10, I make $88. And let's say I risk 100, I now make $880. Okay. Everyone's following me so far?
Yeah.
There you go, for it, go for it, go for it. Okay, back. So now we're going to take an actual live chart. Okay. I can delete this as well. So let's say the 1 hour, right, on gold. Okay. So the 1 hour on gold. Okay. What we're doing is we have from high point to low point to high point to low point to high points, and like we're still making the low points. Okay. So on a 1 hour time frame, we are downtrending right now. Okay. The key thing to look for. Okay. This was the last high that we had, right? So you're like, oh, Ace, it went above the line. It's uptrending, okay? What I like to see personally to be able to confirm it's a switch of direction, I like to see at least 3 full candles. What I mean by this is right now, you see like we see these lines right here. These are wicks. Okay, so wick, 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 wick. There's no like actual candle formation here. I would want to see like an actual candle. Not a wick, but I want to see like a candle like come over, right? Close, maybe even like this, like a few candles, okay? A few candles, like 2 to 3. Really three. I say three. Three's like the magic three rule. That's more what I like to see. Okay. So this is more like liquidity, but I'll teach you guys that on a different call. Okay. So now we can say, boom, the 1 hour is downtrending, right? So a higher time frame is looking for sells in the market. So now I can say, boom, we're going from this high, right? Let's say let's make it orange to let's say now this low, okay? And this is how you guys can mark it up on your chart. You can go here. This is the second one. It's going to say horizontal ray. And you can mark up, okay, this is the high, this is the low, and you can make it a specific color. So let's say I have my 1 hour is going to be orange, for example. Okay, boom. I know that we are downtrending on the 1 hour. Cool. If you want to put a note, you can put like this text box right here. And you can say, okay, boom, 1 hour is down trending, boom, for sales. Okay. And if you want to lock it, you can put like the little anchor. So now when you move, it moves with you. Okay. If you don't have the anchor selected, it will not move with you. I put the anchor there, and that's I go to 5 minute time frame now. Okay. Okay. So now we're kind of like, what is the 5 hour doing? Right here. That's blue. Okay, cool. So I can see, boom, 5 hours going like this. This was the last low, right? So hold on. From like high, boom to high until we break that last low. We're not downtrending yet, right? So when we made this low, that was that formation change. So I can say boom from here to here, from here to here, okay? So now I can say, boom, my 5 minute, right, is downtrending. This means sells as well. We're on a good line. Okay, now I can do my 5 minute, right? And from this high, we can make it blue, make it a different color. And then we're going to this low right here. Okay. Ooh, my bad. Cool. Boom. Right? Now I basically know where I'm wanting the market to be in. So right now we're at a high point to low point. We're both downtrending. We're wanting the market to get down here, right? But before it basically just takes off, like before you jump, you gotta what? You gotta charge it, you gotta swat down. So before it keeps going down, it has to charge up to go down again. So now like Ace, where's it gonna go? For cells, right? For Fibonacci. No, click here, click Fibonacci. I'm gonna go from the high point to the low point. And now I can see, okay, cool. We're at the 50%, right? We don't want to sell anywhere in this bottom 50 zone. I want to be able to sell at these zones. Okay. So now, for example, I could look at certain areas. Okay, yo, Ace, what area would you want to look at personally? So, okay, any questions so far? Or they've been following me? Following. Okay, cool, 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 cool. We have like 5 more minutes on this one, and then we're gonna switch gears to the affiliate side because it's already 7:30. Well, actually, we have a affiliate call tonight. I'll do this. I'll do more trading today for you guys. And then clearly we have an affiliate call at 5 p.m. in 30 minutes with Cruz. So this will be like more trading side then for today. And then, but next week we'll do half trading, half affiliate. Okay. We'll say here. So boom, 5 minutes trending down, 1 hour trending down. Okay, boom. Nice thing I like to look at, okay, is for the market. When you guys are seeing, let's say the market's going like right here to here to here, okay? Like this move that we have. I guess we can do sell. We're looking at sells right now. Just say like here to here to here to here, right? We're now looking for that fib retracement. So we're looking at 618, 702, 786, 886. Okay. That are going to be now the zones. Kaboom, kaboom. You like your ace from here to here. This is a lot of zone to kind of look at. You know, you're like, okay, well, like what is gonna be in here that I'm looking at? I always tell people to look left to look right. What that means is, right? You want to be able to have the right be profitable. So you have to look left to see what to do. Okay, getting more in detail. There's this thing called institutional candles. Okay. So for example, somewhere in, let's say like around like this area, you're gonna see institutional candle. Okay. It's gonna look like something like this for a sell. You're gonna have, oop, hold on. You're gonna have basically, let's say make this green, for example. It's gonna be like make it like a little bit darker. Cool. You're gonna have a green candle. Let's just say like a buying candle. Okay. Oop. Let's say make this red. And then you're gonna have like a crazy bigger red candle. Okay. When it does this in the market, it'll like this. It like boom, boom, right? At the top, you're gonna see them like this, and I'll keep going. Okay. Your zone is going to be that last upward candle. Okay. So I know it's like looking at like here, like a little weird. Showing us what an institutional candle is or an IC candle is. Okay. This is what it's gonna look like. So let's like find one. Um, let's see. I'll take off this top orange one. Looks a little different. Yeah. Let's go say this one. No, let me look at different. This is a different one, but you see, like for example, we have like this upward candle right here. It goes up one push and then it just drops down. That is called an institutional candle. So let's say like right here, it did what? It like hit that candle and then dropped down. Okay. For example, right here, it did it again. Institutional candle, hit this one, right? Hit it and drop down. Okay. Look at the fibs, right? Fibonacci, from the high to the low. It did what? Hit the 702 in the institutional candle on a downtrend. Boom. All right. Just like that. So another example. Those are fun. We need to build a bigger time frame. Mm, good one. I can't find a good example. You know, this bigger. This is what I see. So on to okay, I'll put this right here. And then we go to GBP USD. Let's go to here. Just show you like examples. I'm seeing some. There's something I want to do. Let me get good one. I guess no, not that one. It's different ways. Tell you here. So I went up and went down. You have like one more again. In the area. Came right back into there, and then take down, for example. All right, is anyone confused? Does this make sense to you guys? There's that far. Here you go. Everyone with me? Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Okay. Everybody else? Makes sense, makes sense. Good. Good. Everybody else? Following. Okay. All right, if you're confused, definitely ask questions. Don't say you're being confused, y'all. So, yeah, but we can go back to this one. Okay. So now, all right, what I can see, okay, this is like in that Fibonacci, right? This is on gold. This is what we're looking for. We want the market to ideally come back down here. So I can see 618, 702, 7. Oh, what do you know? Right at the 786, right? I can see that institutional candle. Is it on a 5 minute? No, but this on a 30-minute time frame. So sometimes you might need it. If you can't see on a 5 minute, maybe you need to go down to a 3 minute. Maybe it's not there. Maybe you need to go to a 15 minute or a 30 minute, right? Maybe I want to even go on a 1 hour time frame. See, like it's the candle here, this last up move before it goes down, right? It's the same thing on a 30 minute. All right? Same. Same. When you have two time frames or more time frames that have like the same type of institutional candle, it makes it even stronger. Like you're like ever like been in school, for example, like let's say you're like at a math test, something like that, and like more of you guys have the same answer, it has more confidence, but in the market, it has more probability. Okay. So in here, like this would be like a trade that I would want to look for me personally. Let me actually go here, mark this up on mine because this actually does look really good. And then I want to hit the low full. And we can see what it does next week as well. And now, right, when it gets into that zone, back over here, what we could do is, because I haven't taught you guys how to do entry strategy yet. If you want to enter off of just that, you can. Okay. But what I would personally do is I would go on, let's say, like DeFi or even like Killshot or something Killshot, and I would see what happens inside of this area. That's how I would do that personally. Okay. Is everyone with me so far? Put a 9 in the chat if you're with me. I'm about to give you guys some homework. Okay. So say here. Ready. Right. So let me take this on. Cool. Okay, back. So now homework for you guys. Okay. This is very important because the thing is, if you guys just watch me trade all the time, you're not going to actually apply anything. Okay. It's going to be hard for you guys to start learning different things to be profitable in the market. So that's what we're going to do. Here, here, with this one. Cool. Those are my homework. Okay. This is going to be a daily thing. Okay. So what we're going to do, this is going to be from Monday through Friday. This is next week. Friday, homework from 8-2 to I think 8-7. Yeah, 8-2 to 8-7. This is how I know you guys are going to be growing. Okay. What you're going to do. Hold on. So what's going to happen is one chart. No. Do you guys want to go like, very, very, very easy and it's like slower growth, or do you guys want like more seriousness or growth? I'm not saying like do 10 charts a day, but do you guys feel like you guys can do at least 2 to 3 charts a day? Fair? Is that fair for everybody? I want you all I need. So 3 charts a day. So let's say you gotta do 3 different pairs on 3 different pairs. So let's say you have one chart on gold for the day, you can't do a second chart on gold. Because let's say you want to do gold, then you can do GBP USD, then you could do maybe like USD JPY, or maybe you want to do NASDAQ 100, things like that. But it has to be 3 different currency pairs. Okay? So you're going to mark up structure, which is more of like the higher time frame, lower time frame, right? So it's like this can be on the 1 hour, this can be on the 15 minute, 5 minute, um, I'll put etc. What we want to do? Okay, what we want to do? You just mark up the structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay? That's what that one is. Put a 1 next to it. 2. Okay? On that, you're going to draw fibs on that structure. Okay? With the key levels. So that way I can know is if you were paying attention, you take a screenshot, you took notes, you should have the same key level Fibonacci that I do. And if you don't, that means that you're not paying attention, or that you're multitasking, or that you just didn't take a screenshot. Whatever the reasoning is, and you're going to ask, what are the key levels? Okay? Or either you ask the key levels are, then you don't have it at all. Okay? Then I'm going to draw, what's it called? What am I saying? What's the word I'm saying? You're going to draw the Fibonacci chart for key levels. In 3, you're going to highlight the IC or institutional candle. Okay. You don't have to enter it. If you want to enter it as well too, you can. Okay. If you believe I enter this on a demo, do not practice this on like a live account because you don't know strategy yet. Institutional. Okay. Because this is not the whole strategy. So you should not be, again, it says again, you should not be entering these trades on a live account because this is not the entire strategy. And I do not want you guys to lose a bunch of money. If you're going to take the trade from this strategy, do it on a demo account. Okay? Do it on a demo account. So now, this is going to be the homework for the day. or for the week. So I'll put it in the chat. So people just say like, "Oh, I didn't see it." Yeah, you did. Okay. You're not gonna put not the main Telegram chat, but just the elevated chat and the next little entrepreneur chat. Okay. That's all I gotta do. For questions, because I didn't show how to do it, just in case, is let's say you want to like draw institutional candle. Let's just say like this one. So you find your candle, right? In the key levels, you're gonna double click here. It's gonna look like a brush. And double click here, and you're gonna go to rectangle, and you're gonna draw that institutional candle, hover over it, and then you're going to extend it like a box, like that. Okay. And even if it's in the past, like it doesn't have to be like it didn't like come back into it. But let's just say, for example, let's say, boom, I seen this down move, it went up. Boom, what I could do is going to be now I can go like here, boom, I can do it like that, and then I can have my Fibonacci on it as well. And then I got my structure. So let's say I want to double click this rectangle, I can click path, and then it can go like this. Okay. This is what each chart should like look like. Okay. Goes in here. So let's say when you want to send it, you can click this camera button and then click copy link. Okay. Again, let's say when you're ready to share your chart, okay, you're gonna click this camera button and then do copy link. If you're on your phone, you're gonna click the share button. It's like on the bottom right corner. You're gonna scroll a little bit. It's gonna have like a share button, like a little box with the arrow, and you're gonna click copy link on there. Okay. So we're gonna put like example. Portal. Okay, this is an example. Okay. Just so everyone's aware of what it should look like. Should have these three things. So have those three things. Does anybody have any questions at all about the homework, about the Fibonacci, the market structure, or institutional candle, anything like that? You guys have any questions at all? You can come off of mute. I can break that down. Um, Anything at all. Good. Okay, perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is when this recording is like done loading and everything, I'll drop the recording in the chat, both chats for you guys. That way you guys are able to watch it back again. You guys see the examples again, just in case, let's say it's like Monday, like, yo, I forgot what he said. You guys can go back and watch it again. Okay. So again, blessings to you guys. We're going to be having the affiliate call going on with the next like 10 minutes with Cruz. And then that will be like the last call of the day. Again, that call is not going to be in the regular one. It is going to be in the one that says VIP MVM affiliates. It'll then be in the calls and announcements, and then you'll be able to click that link right there to be able to join this. Okay. So again, see you guys, right? Make sure that you guys are growing, make sure you guys are learning and apply the homework because when we actually go on, let's say next Saturday, I'm gonna ask you guys, or we're gonna go in the chat, we're gonna look at the homework as well too, and then we'll see how you guys did, see how many questions you guys have, what went right, what went bad, how to fix it as a whole together. That way, everyone on this call is learning, everyone's growing as well too, and everyone's progressing. Xander, by the way, too, I know you were on the call. I saw Anna. We are going to be doing a boat day next Saturday, August 8th. It should be around like 50, like $75 a person. Probably like Lake Washington around like 4 p.m. Would you guys want to come to that? Because I'm asking them specifically because they were on the call. And Xander, would you like to come to that? I gotta find fun. Dang, Xander. You guys always do something with family, bro. I love it. And then okay, but okay. That's it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna end this call, you guys, and I'll see you guys on Matthew Cruz's call. And definitely bless y'all. Keep running it. Yeah.